Shatner and I, or Kirk and Uhura, introduced the first interracial kiss on television. It was a big deal there for a while, and there was great concern that we'd be cut out in the South. And I want you to know that both Bill and I were very, very professional about it. We didn't complain through 36 takes. Um, but we did get mail. And they were very concerned what that mail was going to be and how vituperous it might be, and how negative it might be. And Gene Roddenberry sent me a copy of a letter, sent me a letter that had come in, and he said, this was the most negative letter that we've received. And it was from a guy from the South who said, I'm a white male, and I don't know whether he was from Virginia or Georgia, somewhere, and he says, and I'm totally against the mixing of the races. But any time a red-blooded American boy like Captain Kirk gets a beautiful gal in his arms like Uhura, he ain't gonna fight it. So it seems that episode received, I think, the most fan mail ever, or it certainly received an awful lot, and if that was the extent of the negative mail, well, then it certainly said that human beings were a lot further ahead in their thinking than the media oftentimes would give credit to.
That's a video. We don't. Are you going to do a video? Okay, now we're on video. Say hi, everybody. Oh, I love you, baby.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
It'll be a moment of a poignant moment. I don't think a sad moment, because we've truly blazed trails and opened doors and changed the face of television, in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King. When I told him I met him in 66 or 66, I believe, or early 67, and I had said to him I was leaving the show, and after he had said that the show was in his home, their home, every week, and how important I was to his family, and made me very proud. But then I said, well, I'm leaving the show. And he said, but you can't, why? And I said, well, you know it. I came on as one of the stars of the show. It's kind of shifting, and I want to go on and do other things. And he said, you can't. And I said, what do you mean, Dr. Martin Luther King? I can't. And he said, because your part is too important to us out here.
Nichelle Nichols, who portrayed communications officer Lieutenant Uhura on the original Star Trek series, has actually passed on, according to the social media reports that are coming in. Nichols was just 89 years old. Very, very saddening and devastating news. Nichols' death actually was confirmed by Gilbert Bell, her talent manager and business partner of 15 years. Nichols shared one of the first interracial kisses in the television history on Star Trek, like she has explained in the previous audio you've heard and the interview she has shared with us. That moment with her co-star William Shatner was a courageous move on the part of her Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry and NBC, considering the climate at the time. But the episode, Plato's Stepchild, which actually aired in around 1968, was written to give all involved an out. Lieutenant Uhura and Captain Kirk, actually they did not choose to kiss like Michelle said, but were instead made to do so involuntarily by aliens with the ability to control the movements of humans. Nevertheless, it was a landmark moment, and like you've heard in the audio, in that interview Nichelle Nichols gave us, she said they went through that interracial kiss over 30 times. Actually, they took various takes close to over 30 times. There had been a couple of interracial kisses, of course, on the American television before. A year earlier, moving with Nancy Sammy Davis Jr., actually they had also kissed Nancy Sinatra on the cheek in what appeared to be a spontaneous gesture, but was in fact carefully planned. The Lieutenant Uhura kiss actually was likely to be the first televised white African-American lip-to-kiss moment, and actually it never received very good reception. But later on, people started receiving it with positive vibes, and like Nichols has told us that later on they received so many threats, most especially from the white supremacist racists who were actually from the South. Lieutenant Uhura, whose name comes from a Swahili word known as Uhuru, meaning freedom, was essential beyond the interracial case. Actually, a capable officer who could man other stations on the bridge when the need arose. She was one of the first African-American women to be featured in a non-menial role on television, and actually Nichols played Lieutenant Uhura on the original series, voiced her on Star Trek, the animated series, and played Uhura in the first 6 Star Trek films. Actually, Uhura was promoted to a lieutenant commander later on in the Star Trek and actually the motion picture, and to full commander in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Looking through her biography, this was a lady actually who is so much remembered. According to the 1994 autobiography, she said, beyond Uhura, the actress actually insisted that the kiss was in fact real. Like I've told you, never about the audience reaction, but the network insisted that the alternate takes be shot without a kiss. But Nichols and Shatner deliberately flubbed every one of the later, and so would NBC be forced to air what appeared to be a kiss that actually was a game changer in the television and film industry in the United States of America. So in this moment in time, all we are saying is let us continue sending deep condolences and great condolences to the family, friends, and the fans and everyone who was close to Nichelle Nichols. She was really a very great, humble, and funny lady. And actually in this moment in time, all we are saying is rest in power, the Queen, Nichelle Nichols.